KABC presents high adventure in the vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Kit Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol.
Yesterday, we found Happy coming to in the storage compartment of the spaceship. Kit had been telling Carol and Happy that the peace of the universe was in danger and that there are spies on Terra, the capital of the universe. When Happy thought he heard a noise in the rear compartment of the ship, he rushed out to see what it was. And they are still there, so let's look in and hear Happy's story.
What happened, Happy?
It hurt. Ow. Something hit me. Boy,
What was it?
Boy, I don't know. Somebody hit me. I couldn't see him.
Who hit you?
I don't know. I think he had one of the ground crew's uniforms on, but I couldn't tell for sure.
But who could it be? No one knows about Happy but you and Father and I.
No, that's true, and he can't identify him. That means somebody must have been listening. And it must have been one of Sova's agents, and it kills me to think we almost had him. Well, we'll have to look in the intelligence file. Are you all right, Hap?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, boy, let's go. Up we go. How do you feel?
Terrible.
Well, I think you'll live. Carol, your father, the Secretary General, and I both believe that Major Sova's at the bottom of this whole thing.
Hey, who is this guy Sova, anyway?
Well, he was when the Interplanetary Union was first formed, he was one of the delegations from a small planet called Ulatha. Ulatha had a dictator, and Sova was one of his right-hand men.
And at the time, he seemed agreeable to everything that the great Planetary Congress decided on. And then, after years had gone by, why, Ulatha was abolished with all the others, and Sova became a squadron leader in my space patrol.
Well, what happened then?
I don't think we ever had Sova figured correctly.
Kit invented a new metal called impervium. It was as light as a feather and 100,000 times stronger than steel.
100,000 times? Smoke and rockets.
I built a ship of impervium, Happy. She flew like a dream.
Sova begged Kit to let him fly it.
And I let him.
Well, what did he do, wreck it?
I wish he had. He took off and flew to Ulatha and completely destroyed Leta, the capital there.
Golly.
I think the trouble is, Happy, in those days we didn't screen people thoroughly enough. Not as thoroughly as we did you, for example.
Yeah, I sure got the works, all right.
More than you know. With our electronic thought finder, we know almost every word you've ever spoken, and we know all your thoughts about government and everything relating to it.
But how?
While you slept in the screening room on Earth.
Holy smoke.
Kit says you passed with flying colors.
Well, that's
But-
nice to know.
To get back to Sova,
Yeah?
Sova alone is responsible for us having to completely change the function of the Space Patrol. Originally, we were designed to just maintain the space lanes free from any kind of derelicts or star fragments. Then after Sova's wild attack, we had to become also a force for peace as well.
Well, that's good.
No, Happy. What Kit means is that the object of the Interplanetary Union was for the good of man, without any thought or energy about force or war or power. And that was established in the first Congress.
Oh, I see. Well, what happened to Sova? Where is he now?
Well, in answer to your first question, he's made raid after raid on various planets. And in answer to your second question, I haven't the slightest...
What is...
Do you remember in Buzzy's report yesterday to me over the spaceophone that he had noticed unusual activities or camouflage, didn't he say, around the Parisian Peninsula?
Oh, that's on Mars, isn't it? Where we saw that atom plant disaster on a viewscope during our trip here?
That's right, Happy.
What did happen up there, Kit?
Well, on our way up here from Earth, I let Happy take a look at Mars through the viewscope, and we discovered a disaster. One of the atom power plants had broken loose from its moorings. It was a real holocaust.
My gosh.
You never saw anything like it.
Did you report it in?
Oh, yeah. Curley in Space Control said that one of the Space Patrol units, I think it was number... Do you remember what it was, Happy?
42.
42, that's right, had it under control.
Let's get a report on it then.
All right, that's a good idea.
But wouldn't you have already heard about it if there was anything unusual?
That's right, of course you would.
I can see you're going to be all right, Happy. But I'm going to get a report on it anyway. I'll have to send a man out there and... Oh, yeah.
What?
Curley would be just the man. Commander Corey calling Space Control. Commander Corey calling Space Control.
Go ahead, Commander.
Is Curley there?
No, sir.
All right, I'll call back later.
Roger, Commander. I'll tell him you called.
Roger and out. Well, there's nothing we can do about that now. How do you feel, Hap?
Well, I feel a little better. My head don't hurt so much anymore.
Good boy. Come on up here in the cockpit and I'll give you a little procedure. We might even go for flight if you feel like it. You've got to start sometime.
Hot dog.
Okay, if I go along too?
Ordinarily, yes, Carol, but I think I have something more important I'd like to have you do here in your father's headquarters.
Whatever you say, Kit.
I'd like to have you get the report for me, if you would, please, on the Parisian disaster. We'll be back in about an hour, okay?
All right, Commander.
Thank you.
I'm on my way. What a job. Why couldn't I have picked out something simpler for myself? Like working in a mint. All this work and no money. Secretary to the Secretary General. Every time I say it, I feel like I'm repeating myself. Well, what do you know? This is something. Oh, the last part would be written in the new code. Hello, Tonga.
Hello, Carol. How are you?
I'm feeling wonderful today. Kit Corey's back.
Yes, I know. He is quite striking, isn't he?
Well, yes, I guess you could say that.
Of course. Why, Carol! How wonderful.
Well, darn it, Tonga, I'm not so sure. I've been trying for an awfully long time, but he's so wrapped up in his space patrol and space cadets and his inspection patrols that I hardly even get to see him. But I've got an idea that might fix that.
I'm sure you will.
Say, I've got a wonderful idea right now.
What's that?
Well, you know, Kit needs a little relaxation. He's been training this new Earth space pilot, you know, and he's going to be his co-pilot.
Well, I thought Commander Corey always flew alone.
Well, he always has, but he's taken a great liking to this boy. You will, too.
I will.
That's part of my idea. You see, Kit's going to be awfully busy with Happy the first few days he's here. But then I'm going to suggest a little excursion. You and Happy and Kit and I are going to take a little run over to Venus for a picnic holiday.
Wonderful. Count on me, Carol. You know I need a day off.
You do, and you're going. I'll see to that.
That's wonderful.
Oh, by the way, Tonga, Commander Corey wanted to report on the Parisian disaster. You'll find it in his brother's file, Squadron number 71.
Yes, Carol.
He wanted last week's report.
Well, Carol, I don't know whether your father would want me to release them.
Oh, don't be silly, Tonga. I always read his report.
Oh, I know that, Carol, but I don't
Tonga,
think...
get them for me, please.
Well, Carol, I don't know whether I should tell you or not, but the truth is that...
Yes?
Well, I saw them this morning, but now... Well, your father hasn't come in yet, and I haven't had a chance to tell him, but they're missing.
Okay, Space Control, we're reading 30,000 feet. Request permission to be released from magnetic force control and turn on rockets.
You'll have to hold it, Commander Corey. The Jupiter Express is on the inbound course to Terra's atmosphere. We'll release you the minute magnetic force control has them. Will you stand by, please?
Roger.
Well, this is silly. We just get lifted up here with no power at all to 30,000 feet. And then we just sit here or move whenever they want us.
It's a marvelous system, all right, Happy.
Golly, who invented it?
Happy, this is going to surprise you.
What doesn't these days?
The person who invented the system and developed the working model of the entire plan was your friend and mine.
I'll make a bet.
Okay, what is it?
I'll bet my free chows tomorrow against an extra 6-hour liberty.
Okay, smart boy. Who is it?
The inventor of the magnetic landing force perimeter was none other than Kit Corey.
Happy, you've just
What
won...
was so hard about that?
Happy, let me finish. You've just won yourself 6 hours of extra duty.
But who else do I know up here?
The inventor was none other than the daughter of the Secretary General. Your friend and mine, Carol.
You mean to say that a fantastic thing like the magnetic landing force perimeter was... That Carol...
That's right.
Holy smoke, what a brain. And she's just a girl. Well, she's so natural. Like you. Oh, sure, it figures. How is a simple guy like me going to make the grade around here?
You'll make it all right if we think you will.
Okay, Commander. By golly, if you say so, I will. Golly, what a gal.
This is Space Control to Commander Corey. Space Control to Commander Corey.
Go ahead, Space Control.
We'll be able to release you in a couple of minutes, Commander. The Jupiter Express is only 7 DUs out of the perimeter, and it's coming in fast.
Roger. Well, Happy, you're just about to start on your first training flight. Now, there are a lot of things here we'll have to cover fast.
Yes, sir.
I want you to become familiar with everyone.
What's the matter?
I don't know. Space Control, we're falling. What's going on here?
Power's on here. Check your magnetizer, Commander.
Happy, I'm going back aft to check the magnetic force control. Sit tight and take over on the mic.
Yes, sir.
I think our magnetic force control has been sabotaged, Happy.
Well, what are we going to do?
There's only one thing to do. Emergency rockets.
Things are really happening now. Poor Happy, his first training flight didn't have this on the schedule. What is wrong with Commander Corey's spaceship? He's also got another worry facing him. The missing reports for Space Patrol Unit 71. The spies on Terra aren't wasting any time, are they? Until tomorrow night at 6:45 on Channel 7, remember it's Commander Kit, Corey, and Happy in flight on Space Patrol. Technical director was Al Hayward.